Okay, here we are again. This is chapter 4, video presentation. My name is Jeffrey Douglas. Okay, the first question of today's is, how can you tell if someone is listening to you? I feel like their actions when you talk to them, if they're, keeping eye contact with you, or they just happen to be doing something else at the time. I think that's kind of an indication that they might not be basically giving you the best attention that they have to give you. How does it feel when someone's not listening to you? I think sometimes we kind of get to the place like, why am I saying this? I guess a person would kind of feel rejected. When talking to someone that's not listening. At a time when you feel like you weren't being listened to and you were saying something very, a time for me would probably be having conversations with my kids. I've also been in combat, giving information to my fellow troops. And sometimes those messages aren't well received. They got something else on their mind. Especially with my kids. But once again, that was with my kids, and definitely, I've had a lot of messages to give when I was in the military. How could I tell they weren't listening? Once again, that was basically them not giving me the correct, if I ask them a question, they're kind of lost. So you can kind of tell that they're not paying attention, they don't really care, so on and so forth. Did their failures to display the appropriate listening behaviors affect your relationship with them? I can't say that it affected my relationship with them. I believe that as a messenger, you have to be stronger than your message. I kind of feel like, sometimes you tell people things, and you feel it in your heart that it's, I know that I'm telling you the right thing. Then I think you have to be able to let that go. And let them do with it as they're gonna do, do their will. And I think that you have to be strong and continue in your own path and making sure that you're kind of doing the right things. So I believe that when you give somebody a message, just kind of let it go. Did it affect your motivation to tell important things in the future? I would have to say no, because I think, again, you have to be a strong person. And I think that if you got something to tell the world, tell the people around you, that you should get it out. I think, this is what this world is lacking. People that are willing to stand up for the right things, and people that are willing to kind of go out on a limb and tell somebody something that might help them. I mean, it's all about helping them. I mean, if you got a message about bad things, it's probably not the best way to go about it. Okay, that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.